Hello, guy. It's your boy Mo Vibes. Today we're gonna be reacting to Andrew. Today we're gonna be reacting to Adin Ross's stream that he did with Andrew Tate and XQC. For the people who don't know, Adin Ross is, a streamer. XQC, he's also a streamer. I think right now he's like #1 in the world. And then obviously Andrew Tate, he used to be a professional boxer. Now he's more like he does a lot of things. Honestly, more like a red pill entrepreneur type man. He's an influencer. He does his own thing for sure. Yeah, supposedly they're gonna get in a debate because apparently XQC doesn't agree with a lot of Andrew Tate's opinions. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it.
It's gonna be a bunch of top G's. I feel like, why is this guy more of a top G than somebody else? Like, he's here right now. What top G of what?
Oh shit, Los, you ready?
Oh my god, I don't know. XQC, it's a mistake, bro.
Wait, what were you saying, X? Repeat
Yeah,
that.
what were you saying?
I said the top G of what?
Oh no.
What is
no.
They try to hype
Tate
it up.
the top G of what? The
Hello?
question. Stop. These people say you're the top G of what? Can you give me?
Look at Andrew Tate just smile because he knows he gonna finish him. He's like, oh man. And that's the thing, like Andrew Tate, he's coming in just so elegantly, you know what I'm saying, just very masculine and chill. And obviously XQC, he's already coming in very emotional and like loud about it.
I'm back at the right time. Hopefully I don't have any internet issues. It seems for some reason my internet's a bit slow, so let me know if it cuts in and out.
Broke internet.
Yeah, top G of broke internet.
Mod, two predictions, who's gonna win? XQC
Well,
or
I don't really feel, my friend, like I'm compelled to justify myself to you.
Please start with introductions first. Where are you from? What country?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh shit.
This whole panel feels strange. I don't know.
I'm trying to pinpoint the accent.
The energy is tense.
Yeah, it's
South
like,
African?
it's kind of like I've walked into a police interview. It's weird. Weird.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said to Adin, I said, be careful when you bring him in. He might feel like he's getting ambushed.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because obviously Twitch is an online community, right? But I live in the real world. I'm not from this internet world. And in the real world, you talk to people, especially people who can destroy you, with respect. You say, "Oh, Andrew, can you please introduce yourself?" You don't come and say, "Hey, bro," it's just an internet. It's weird.
Wait, what do you mean by destroy? Like, what do you mean by
like beat his ass or
like if he mentally destroy?
Like men go and talk to each other with respect. I think that's how men
I'm gonna have to start
interact
kicking
with each
people,
other.
chat.
in my opinion, wouldn't you say that a respect between two men would be not making me be formal and you would just understand what I mean, right?
I
You
think-
just get what I mean, right? When I say, yo, man, where are you from? Like,
I think
you're
that
gonna
being
say, hello,
polite-
sir, can you please tell me where you're from, sir? Is that what you need?
No, I think that being polite and being formal is something
I
you
think
do.
I was being polite. I softened my voice and I said, hey, man, where are you from? Try and pinpoint the accent.
Okay, well, that's not how it sounded. It said, "Hey, stop! Tell me where you're from." So
So I have a deep voice, so people take it the wrong way very often.
Yeah, it's a thing. He gets people getting real mad at him for that.
just some advice for the real world. Anyway,
I have 1 foot in the real world, brother.
only one.
Only one. 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I'm half British, and I am half American. That's what
Who's even speaking? Like he's not even in the stream right now.
accent is.
It's like South American.
No. American.
Bro, chat, chill,
Okay,
bro.
so
I'm
you were
not
born
kicking train,
in America.
I was born in the United Kingdom, but I've been back and forth between the two countries my whole life. Andrew Tate is my name, everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm Felix. You call me X.
Okay, Felix.
My name's
So-
Tyler. You can call me Train.
I'm Silky, just Silky.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
also American.
Remember everything. So Adin messaged me and said, "Andrew, quickly wake up. Someone disagrees with you." That's what
Okay, a good introduction because that's it. That's how it is.
who disagrees with me and on what?
I think at least me, I think I disagree with most things, but I don't know about Train though. I don't think he knows you that much. All I saw is a couple clips of you, and I didn't want to Wikipedia whole search. I wanted to take the arguments and the takes for what they are, and not with like where they come from or whatever. Just straight up face value. That's what you get.
You have something specific you disagree with me on?
Oh yeah, most of your women takes are bad.
Yeah, but you have to be specific because the burden of proof is on you. So.
Oh no, literally most of them.
Oh yeah, but you can't say literally most of them. This is a court of law, my friend. We have a judging panel and everything. You have to come along with the take that you disagree with and give your argument as to why it's not true. You can't just
Woman
say
can't drive.
Woman can't drive was one of them. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
So you don't think that men are overall better drivers than women?
No.
So when you see the worst parking you've ever seen in your life, you don't think it's more likely to be a female.
Yo.
It's just as equally likely to be a man in
he
your
is
view.
crazy, bro.
When I see
I ain't gonna lie, when I used to work at this one gas station, I remember I was in the cashier and I did see this one old man park horribly wrong. He like parked literally on like the grass, half on the grass, half on the actual parking. It was just really bad. But he was obviously like an old man. But keeping it real, like you could definitely have good female drivers. It's not to say that all female drivers are bad. Definitely not. But a lot of females definitely are not. I wouldn't say are the best drivers. Like I've been in the car with my mom, my sister, a lot of friends that are girls, even my ex. Like kind of has a point there. I ain't gonna lie. At the same time, it's kind of true because men and women both have things that they're better than, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Women are way better nurturers than men are, and that's facts. When it comes to coordination, most men do have that upper advantage. It's true.
yes.
Then that's your opinion. What's the argument?
You know, like I said, it's not. It doesn't have to be an opinion, right? This is your anecdotal evidence, which is like kind of a bias, right? When you want to bring out things like women can't drive, you're gonna go with stats, and your stats are off. You're just wrong about them.
Well, everyone is firstly, when you talk about biases, absolutely everybody is biased to their own personal experiences, right? If I've been in 5 car crashes and all 5 of them were driven by women by coincidence, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to think that women are less capable.
Yo.
And then because fair enough.
To sit here and pretend you're not biased and you're beyond biases is bullshit. That's the first thing.
Okay.
So we're all biased.
Okay, and then like a natural, good, educated human being, you're probably gonna go on the internet and find some study that maybe you're right about it, and then you're gonna figure out that you're wrong.
Study. Oh yeah, the internet study. Oh, why didn't I think of just following the internet study and not
You're
think
right, because we could have gone fucking Tate's experience instead.
Why do I do all my own personal experience and obey the internet study and get my 5th injection and just do everything the internet says?
You're right.
My personal experiences, females
That
aren't as
better,
capable
chat?
of driving as males. That's my personal experience. You can't come along and tell me that's not true. So, and I don't give a shit.
Whoa.
Study. So
The next time we have a problem with science or some shit or physics, why go to the internet or talk to some experts? Let's go ask Tate's experience on it, and we'll have the answer to it, right? You fucking. Sorry, no insults. That was I got unhinged. Sorry for that.
It's fine. That's what Twitch does to people.
I'll give you that one. That's pretty true.
Conversation would be very different in person.
Well, that part's not true for me.
It's the internet, but that's fine. That's the internet. Well, my
I can make that standard.
personal experiences dictate to me, as all of your personal experiences dictate to you, certain realities about the Earth. And in my personal experience, every car crash I've been in, every time my car's been hit, the worst parking I've ever seen has always been by a female. Now, I'm not saying females are bad people. I'm saying they're better than men at other things.
Okay.
Men have, if you want to talk about internet studies, because you seem to believe internet studies for some reason, even though you can give me lies, you can give me big lies, you can give me statistics.
Don't dish Gallups. They one topic at a time.
No, studies are the biggest lies on earth. But if you want to talk about studies, it's been proven that females do not have the same kind of spatial awareness that men have. They do not have the reaction times that men have. They've not evolved. This has been studied and found. You want to talk about studies?
And yet males cause more crash accidents on the road than women.
Cool. So we have studies.
So they have less tools to you in studies. Yet they cause more accidents, but according to your experience, they cause more accidents. So you're right. So you are right.
Correct. And so we have studies that conflict. And in my personal experience, I feel safer when a man is driving me than if a woman is driving me. That's my personal experience. If you want to sit here hoping that if you keep saying women can drive, you might get a girl, that's your decision. But in my personal experiences, that's not the case. I don't know why we're going to sit here and argue about it.
Perfect. Then in that case,
I mean, he's coming at him direct, no lie. I mean, it's pretty facts though too. Like, I mean, like I said, I've been in a car where some women are good drivers, and I'm not even thinking about it. I have been in car with some girls that are pretty bad drivers, and I'm holding on. I make sure I'm buckled.
in that case, then what you're saying is that since you're such a smart being, if you go to the casino and there's 60% red squares and 40% black ones, right? 60-40. You should bet on the 40% black ones because that's how you're going to make money. According to your analysis of these stats, right?
I don't truly understand the analogy.
And it's simple. It's very simple. Like I just said, according to your interpretation
I didn't get it
of
either,
the
chat,
stats
I'm
on the
gonna be
internet
honest.
or whatever, right? You would bet on the 40% outcome instead of 60%, and you're saying this is a good bet.
Oh, bro, I know, and I mean this with respect. I know the internet is your life, right? I don't use the internet for stats when I get into a car with a bitch. I don't go and go, okay, well, she's blonde. Let me look up the blonde chicks. Can they drive? Da-da. I get in a car and I look at her driving and go, and this bitch can't drive. That's what I do, right? And any man who's honest with himself has been in the car with a chick who's driving on some wild ass, crazy, texting on her phone, risking everyone's life. Every man knows I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
I know you can't
Okay.
say it.
Yo.
But you don't want to get canceled, blah, blah, blah. You just sit here and say, when you get in a car with a girl, you look up an internet study first. Shut up. What are you talking about?
Bro,
Let me
what
learn.
are you talking about? A bad driver on the road that you can see is a bad driver. I don't give a fuck if they're
Right.
old, if they're missing both fucking hands, if they're a guy, if they're white, they're black. I
Experience
don't give a fuck. That
female.
person can't fucking drive. They can't fucking drive. I don't say, oh, I'm gonna go to the study, or I'm gonna do this
Look,
to Andrew Tate.
bro,
They
he's smiling,
can't fucking
bro.
drive. Let me brake a little bit and fucking change lane, yo. You know I don't have a license.
I'm gonna interject real quick into this one.
Yo, he is getting heated, man. XQC is getting heated. We'll keep it real. He's definitely keeping it, or he's being emotional right now. And you know, Andrew Tate, like I said, his view on this, he kept it real, his bias. But like, he's been in experience with a lot of women that can't drive well, and he's talking about like the reality of what he experiences with women versus someone like him who is big off, you know, the internet. You know, his life is about the internet. It's true, man.
On here, okay. Do all of you guys remember the
Chat, who's winning?
example I gave about real life or like the real world versus the internet world?
Yeah.
The example I gave about the word slut. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I think I had that take exactly on point. In the real world, like, I think when Andrew says what he's saying, right, like, you know, the people get around like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, right? But in the internet world, everyone's very, 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 they're very
What the
exact,
fuck?
right? So when Andrew says women are bad drivers, the internet assumes that he's saying all women are bad
Yeah,
drivers,
smoking
women are
cigar.
terrible, women are fucking less than, right? So it just depends here. Are you talking like the real world talking where we understand what you're saying? Like when a rapper says all these girls are hoes, right? We know he's not saying all women are hoes. We know what he's talking about. When you go to the party, that one chick that's sleeping with all the dudes is a hoe, right? We get that comparison, but we know he's not saying that. So the real question here is, are you talking with the context of the real world only, where you're kind of just making that, you're making
It's
that
lagging.
generalization, but you don't actually
Which I
mean the
lag.
generalization? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or are you actually a sexist? That's what the question
No,
is.
That's a very good question, and it's very professionally asked. So I like the way you've asked it. It's very professional.
Thank you.
No, you're completely and utterly correct. The way the rapper says that all women are hoes is an absolutely perfect analogy. I'm not saying there's not a female on the planet who can't drive a car. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in general, if every man was honest with himself, if you were to ask him, what's the worst driving you've ever seen? What's the most uncomfortable you've ever been in a car? What's the worst parking you've ever seen? What if you were to ask him and he was honest and he wasn't on the internet worried about getting canceled or trying to be correct or looking up statistics or any dumb shit, he'd probably say, I was in the car with this chick once and she nearly killed me. That is not saying women are bad creatures. I'm not saying all women drive that way. It doesn't mean that I don't think females should have a right to drive, etc. I'm saying in general, I think that men have faster reaction times. We are more interested in cars. We enjoy driving more. We pay more attention than women do. That is my experience.
So to hop
ain't
in
gonna
real
lie, that's
quick,
facts,
okay?
bro.
The reason I could kind of predict that, Adin and everyone else in here, is because I went through the same thing. I came from the real world, okay? And I had the 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing. It's why the people I got along with most were Call of Duty players, right? Because they had the same experiences as me. We partied, we went out, we had the college life, we had the, club life, and we gamed, right? So I understood that lingo, but I got in a lot of trouble for it, right? If you look at my speeches, I got banned. People said I'm sexist, misogynistic, because I spoke in that exact way. I assumed people were intelligent enough to understand the context in which I was saying these things. But the internet is not like that. The internet applies the worst case scenario, the worst possible context, and they will drill you for it.
Shren, you're fighting ghosts. You're fighting ghosts. Nobody's saying that right now. We're not in that right now. We're talking. Like,
This is why I could predict that he is talking in the real world on the internet. That's the issue. That's the disconnect.
Train, I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna say, you know whose fault that is? That is your fucking fault. I know why? Because you're a bad communicator. If you can't communicate your thought properly, the real understanding for what it is,
Now I
then
can.
you are lack skill in communication to make your point what it
yes.
actually is. That is
No,
your
real
problem.
quick.
That's
Right,
your
we're not
problem.
talking about
Your
you,
problem.
talking about Tate.
Real quick. I want to respond to that. I want to respond to that, then take and go in. Okay.
Oh.
X, as you know now, I communicate very well. Now, when I make my speeches or when I make my points, I don't just explain the real world side. I explain the 1,700 different possible worlds it could be analyzed in, it could be perceived as it could be perceived in. I explain it in every way possible because I have a platform now on the internet. So now I've become a better communicator, and I explain in every context. So yeah, that's my point is right now Tate is in his, it's the inception of it, right? On the internet from the real world. So
then
that's the
tell me how
disconnect.
he is. Then tell me how it is. Say Tate. I think you are a bad communicator of your takes, and you are bad at dialogue. Say
It's not a bad communicator.
Tell him. Fucking tell him then.
It's not a bad communicator. What it is it's an unawareness of the internet type of person. You understand? When you're never on the internet, you don't know. Like, I didn't know people like this existed. You understand? I didn't know they existed. So you can't fathom to even have the possible world to explain something in a way.
Okay.
Or maybe he is aware, but he just doesn't give a fuck.
Okay.
Maybe
then,
that's the case.
Then, Trent, if you make a statement and you say women can't drive, okay, it doesn't matter what your audience is, right? It is a blanket statement.
Have you seen Nick Pullum's poll? Nick Pullum's poll on Funniest Streamer. Do you know why that is? Because when I'm in person, I make jokes like that. I go, must be a woman driver that caused that accident. I make jokes of that. Do I think all women? No, women are better drivers than I am. I'm a shit driver as a man.
These are joke in context, yeah. But if you make a statement and you're
that's
serious
why I'm asking.
alone,
Is he just making that generalized kind of stereotypical joke, or is he truly a sexist? That's what I'm asking. I asked him. He said,
This commentator, he's having good points. I wish he had a camera.
"Oh, he said he's not a sexist. He's making that generalized joke statement."
Okay. Then when you don't have a dialogue with somebody and it's a monologue and you're alone and you go on camera and you say, women can't drive without no precision, without no saying, exception is exception, without going down the list of why it's a joke or whatever the fuck, you think it's a good thing? You think you're being a good communicator? You go on and say, women cannot drive. End segment.
Wrong. No, here's the
X, does he own that?
Wait. I got to respond to this. He's talking to me. I have a responsibility. Just trust me here. I apologize for interrupting you, but just hear me out here, okay? X, yeah, I believe, listen, I don't think he has the experience on the internet yet to understand why he is in the wrong I think there's a drama to...
And just from what I'm seeing, like, I'm not even gonna lie, this is a good representation of an alpha male right here versus a beta male. Just someone, that having a conversation, someone who's just talking logically, someone who's talking through emotion and getting emotional. Like, this is another example of like an alpha male, like someone who's really experienced the real world versus the internet. With our generation, most of us live through the internet and really don't experience the real world. Even with women, a lot of people do online dating now, and it's like it's a whole different story in the real world when you actually go out and talk to a girl versus y'all first getting the Instagram, then meeting in person. Yeah, that works out too, but let's keep it real. Every interaction that I've had with a girl in person has always been a little more different and genuine if she was intrigued in me. It's time as us men that we start looking at reality more and stop. Even with women, like, obviously we should be on our purpose, that's number one, and be the best versions of ourselves. But when it comes to dating, like, don't depend always on dating apps, and shit like that. Like, actually go out in the real world and get rejected. Because I'm gonna be honest, every time I go out and I see a girl that I do like and I shoot my shot, I'll get rejected. It happens. But I shoot my shot. And sometimes it goes through and I get surprised because it's someone that I'm like, I don't know. We all have those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'll be like, dang, like, she really bad. She probably ain't really gonna be into me. And then she finds me just as attractive as I find her. And I'm like, damn. So, you know what I'm saying? You never know. And at the same time, with those girls, she would never give you a time of day on Tinder. She would swipe left. She'd be like, nah. But because you moved a little different in person, you felt a little more ballsy to go up and talk to her. She appreciated that. So, like I said, in person, it's a lot different. You should try it.
I do have a consistency. You ask Nick Pullum, in front of him, I make those jokes. I make all kinds of jokes about everything and everyone. Believe that. You ask Nick Pullum, he'll go live right now and say, I do.
Okay, X, why don't you ask Tate if he would say that about a race or something like that? A generalization like that,
Facts,
about a
Rage.
joke
Take
about
over,
a race
Rage.
or ethnicity
Rage
or
is
something.
being an alpha right now.
Hey, listen.
You could have asked me now.
Let's understand my
Good
ethnicity.
question.
Let him
So
talk.
I'm half black, half white, right? That's my ethnicity.
Wait,
so we
he
understand
is?
my ethnicity.
I
I made a joke an hour ago with one of my cousins, because half my family's black, half my cousin's white. And he said he wanted to go free diving. It's where you dive down in the water and you go deep with no scuba equipment with the sharks or some shit. And I said, bro, that's what white people do that shit. I'm too brown for that. I'm not going with the sharks. I just made a joke. There. Oh no. Cancel me. Who gives a fuck? When I make a statement, bro, listen, when I make a statement, maybe you do. Maybe you have all the fucking time in the world to sit on the internet, my friend. But when I make a statement, I don't have time to say, in my personal experience, I don't believe women can drive. However, I understand that some women can drive, and I'm not saying all women can't drive, and I know women who can drive, but in my personal experience, the bad driving I've seen was most likely committed by women. That I don't talk like a fucking geek. I say women can't drive. Now, if that upsets geeks like you, cool, whatever. Because geeks, I don't give a fuck. That's what I say. If it upsets people, tough. That's my personal experience. You're gonna have to get the fuck over it. That's life. And if you want to say I'm a bad communicator, once again, that's your prerogative. But I would disagree. I think I'm a very good at communicating. It's the only reason I'm even fucking here. It's the only reason I'm even on the internet. It's because when I talk, people listen. So I must be doing something right.
I mean, it's easy to talk whistle to fucking misogynist. That's really easy. It's one of the easiest things out there. Preaching to the choir, that's so easy to get in following doing that. You hate women on these points and these points. It's gonna be easy to stack them up like fucking easy. Holy shit! I built a fucking world of a community based on being toxic. It's the easiest thing in the world. Way easier than being good and being nice.
I'm a very good, nice person.
Surely.
By saying that, I think that men are more capable of driving than women. It doesn't make me a bad person or a not nice person. It means that if I car and it's snowing and it's late at night and it's dark, I'm gonna drive. I'm not gonna let some 18-year-old chick drive. I'm gonna fucking drive because I like staying alive. And let me tell you something.
Why did you bring that up? Because last time you talked about car accidents or whatever, and then you brought stats. You said that, well, it's because the males are doing more accidents because they're young, right? So even if your own example, right, you would actually prefer having a young female driver, not a young male, according to you. That's what you said last time on the fucking podcast, didn't it? Is exactly what you said. I'm using your words against you. You said that, males do more crashes when you're young because they're young and excited, whatever. You just said, I wouldn't let a young girl drive my car, then you would let...
Okay.
I'm just saying, be consistent about it.
Listen, let me tell you something, my friend. There's a cognitive dissonance. There's some serious damage that the internet's doing to society. I spoke about it on Adin Ross on his podcast. I spoke about how the internet as a whole has changed the world. I'm old enough to see it. And one of the ways it's changed the world is when there are certain beliefs, there are certain paradigms which are not allowed to be punctured, certain parameters which are set by the matrix in which you must pretend certain things are true. People ignore their own eyes and their own ears because they are afraid of upsetting the matrix. And my point is that a person like you, and I mean this with respect, I'm not here to argue with you, this is a professional debate. A person like you whose entire income, personality, his importance, his ego, everything relies on a Twitch account. If you lose it, you ain't shit. If you lose it, you ain't shit. And the problem is that you could be in 10 car crashes driven by 10 different women, and you will still not come here and say women can't drive as well as men because you are afraid. You are not non-biased. You are sitting here inside of parameters that you must conform to or you don't exist. I don't give a fuck. That's the difference between you and me. That's why I say things other people don't.
I don't know what it means, the last part. I mean, you talk about the matrix and the systems or whatever the fuck, but the only reason why you're relevant or cool in the real world is because you have money. Talk about the matrix, the fucking currency, and you think you're...
Nah, Andrew Tate is speaking facts right now. Everything that he's saying right now is definitely facts. Like, he's not worried about being canceled. You know, he, with or without the internet, Andrew Tate, how he just said, he's like, I'm good already. I made it. I've invested myself. I'm good, you know? And he's like, he threw shots at XQC, basically just saying, like, if you lose your Twitch account, you're done. and it is facts, because, like, without his Twitch account, like, obviously, you know, XQC, he's probably built his Instagram and his YouTube now to a substantial point he could always get, even if his account got taken back, create a new one. But at the same time, he is speaking facts. Like, he does rely a lot on Twitch. And Andrew Tate, he just does everything. He does a lot of investments, athlete himself. He does social media. He has so many sources that he doesn't really need all of them.
And it makes you more important than other people who have value to society?
I'm not only the top G because I have money. In fact, I think I talked about this with Adin Ross as well. I talked about how money is an amplifier. Money alone will not make you significant or important. I talked about how money will amplify. I was the before I was rich. I was the man before I was rich, and then I got rich on top. It's amplified me. That's all it's done. It hasn't changed who I am. There's plenty of people with lots of money who ain't shit.
Okay, so because of the vehicle of my message is Twitch, it's devalidated.
It's not that it's devalidated at all, my friend. I think that Twitch is a fantastic... And you're meeting lots and lots of people, and I'm here on Twitch as well myself. My point is that you exist inside of parameters. The people who rely on the system will always fight to defend the system. The parameters are set in a way in which you cannot be completely and utterly honest, even if your personal experience tells you so. We don't even have to talk about driving. We can talk about anything. We can talk about the last 3 years where you walked around and didn't see a single sick person, and you had to pretend that you were supposed to be scared inside of your house because the parameters have told you if you say anything else, you lose your entire life. And your life is online. This is the reality. Not most
Well, you
people are not
gotcha.
allowed to say what they think.
Okay, this works both ways though. It's not because you have harsher takes and crazier takes that this doesn't apply to you. I feel like you preach to the choir to fucking incels. Literally, that's like your bread and butter.
Wait, isn't that
Well,
TOS chat?
So by extent, you try not to go against these opinions because you're gonna lose these people. Like it's just how it is.
That's an interesting point of view, and we'll go into it in a second. But first things first, I want to clarify, because as I said, I'm a professional, and this is a professional debate. My takes are not harsh or extreme. Every single man, every single sports club, every single football team, every single group of men sitting around having a drink will make a joke about how women can't drive. Every single fucking one. So to sit here and pretend I have some extreme view is bullshit. It may be extreme on the internet where people are afraid.
I broke internet just lagged out.
Oh my god, this is getting really good too. Hold on. I'm gonna say internet.
Yo, X, how you feeling during this halftime report? How you feeling about this conversation?
I'm okay. I just
I'm not gonna lie, X, he's kind of debunking you right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm only questioning. I haven't even started making takes and saying things. I'm just questioning it.
debunking X.
I'm questioning it. I'm not even making statements yet.
He's not debunking X, but there's a couple points he brings up that I feel like I do preach about PG-13 streamers and the parameters set by Twitch and the general public that make the PG-13ers say things when I know for a fact they don't.
Yo, hold on. Top G is back. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo,
What's up, Top G?
I'm trying to,
did you just fucking go for a run, bro?
Something's wrong with my internet. I don't know why.
Is there bad Wi-Fi over there?
All right. So where were we?
I don't remember. It was fuck. Reiterate because we were talking about him when you went out there.
Young men cause accidents. The majority of male accidents.
Georgiana?
Is that your maid?
No, it's a masseuse. Georgiana, can you bring my sunglasses, please? I don't know where they are.
Yo.
Right.
She's like, why is he talking to me like that? He didn't tell to me like that off camera, bro. What the fuck?
So what were we talking about?
Yeah. He definitely apologizes to her. And said,
Yo, be real. When the camera goes off, you're probably like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm speaking to you that way.
Long-term takes care of her off camera. None of this shit.
I'm gonna give you a good tip today. I'm sorry.
Dude, that internet lag, that's what could set this skit up for sure.
Wait, who that?
Yeah, we're down the right.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
funny as hell,
my
bro.
God, who is that?
Hold on, never mind. You got no.
Yo, X, cover your eyes, bro.
Yes.
So what were we arguing about?
Yo, nah,
This guy, bro. Look at this guy, bro. This nigga swear he cool as shit, bro.
This man's a GTA character.
Look at this nigga, bro.
Well, it's not organized. I had the massage planned, but Adin messaged me. So obviously she has to do it while I work. That's how it goes.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know what we're arguing about. I don't know. I think we're going off the deep end. Yeah, but I think you said something about the Matrix, and you said my income depends on me acting a certain way. So I preach the choir type of shit. When I said that I genuinely think that you have your own Matrix in that regard, and you do the same for your views and your things. That's how it is.
Well, I think that different people appeal to different people. That's fine. That wasn't the point I was making at all. The point I was making at all is that you are not allowed to have a controversial opinion. I am. That's the point I was making. The point I was making is that I do not need the internet to be rich or to be significant. So I don't give a fuck. I've been banned 1,000 times. I'll be banned 1,000 times more. It doesn't even cross my mind. My point is, respectfully, if you were to conclude through your own personal experiences, if you were to come to a conclusion which you know the parameters of the Matrix see is controversial, you still wouldn't even fucking say it. Because it's all risk and no reward for you. That's why I'm saying that for you to sit here and disagree with everything I say, I understand why you're doing it. Okay. I also understand why you will ignore your own eyes, your own ears, and your own personal experiences. You'll ignore them completely because it doesn't benefit you to talk the truth. You will sit here and you will repeat the new thing, the new speech. You will say what you were supposed to say. That is we all have different
Oh my god. No.
Damn.
This
Damn.
motherfucker.
The internet's ass for him.
Because this baller here is going to send you $100,000. I know he wouldn't lie online.
I wouldn't lie. See,
Oh,
he thinks,
shit.
yeah.
He thinks he's
Yeah,
captain. He thinks Trade's actually
He
captain.
thinks that. Oh man, you have no idea.
I hope not. Like, I would respect it very
He
much.
thought that I was fucking around trying to man up. I'll do it.
That would change her life, and I would love to see that. That would make me very
Happily,
happy.
baby. I got it. Set her up. Just make sure it's going to her, not you or anyone else. Please.
Bro, I don't-
She's giving you great massages. Why don't you change her life?
I ran lots of businesses, did this, did that. Some things.
Like what?
Okay. Everything, man. I had a normal job for a while when I was kickboxing, and I did some different things, and I did some things I shouldn't have done, and blah, 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 and was in jail for a little while and got out. And then I opened up a webcam company. I had girls sitting on the internet talking to men, and I ended up scaling that up to having 75 women work with me. That's how I first made millions of dollars.
Fucking porn website.
Damn. What the fuck?
You don't know this story? This is like my most known story online.
You
don't know this?
never told it to me.
It's a really long story, and I've told it very, very well on some other podcasts. But the short version of it was, I got in some debt to some dangerous men, and I needed money fast. And I was sitting in my room trying to work out a way to make money, because at the time I was only fighting, and I didn't have a fight coming up for a while. And I was researching how money works, where it comes from. This is where I learned about the Federal Reserve and fractional reserve banking and all these things. So, interesting point he made earlier about, the matrix and its currency and how it's all a lie. I understand all that very well. But that really made me mad, because now I understand money's bullshit and I still don't have any. And I was really upset. And I was sitting there with a piece of paper trying to write down my assets and my liabilities and, trying to write down all the geek shit they tell you. And for assets, I wrote down that obviously, I'm strong, but I'm already fighting. I'm brave, but I'm already fighting. I had all these girlfriends, but I thought, well, I can't afford to open a strip club. I'm not going to put them out on the track. I'm not that kind of guy. They're my girls. And then I discovered by accident when I was clicking around on these websites, I saw those things in the corner, talk to live girls now. And I thought, well, my girls could do that. And long story short, I ended up with 75 women and 4 premises and making $1.4 million a month. And that's how it all started. That was about 10 years ago.
Oh,
That's the story. Yeah, there's an in-depth version of it, but that's the story. And people listen to that and they seem to think that for some reason I was exploitative, but it's absolutely the opposite. I'm a feminist, bro. I empower women to make as much money as they want to make, and I help them do it. I'm here and
As long as it's for you,
My nigga,
right?
it's for them.
Pimp. He's a pimp.
hold on.
It's
So,
for them.
so look, X. This is what I wanted to actually ask the question, because I know Andrew, the one of the takes that you made on my stream about that you should take 100% of your girls' OnlyFans. I know X, you felt some type of way about that, Andrew. That's still.
I
Go
mean, they said that you were joking 100%, and you weren't joking. So I assumed that you were joking, but I still hold this take that you weren't.
Well, it depends, right? So if it's a girl who were to come to me and say, Andrew, I would like you to help me make money on OnlyFans, and they would come to me for my marketing expertise, then of course it would be a fair deviation. I make 20%, 30%, whatever. That's different. But if it's my girlfriend, my long-term partner, and we're going to be together forever, and she decides to go down that particular career path, I think I should have a much larger stake, because she is my girl, and she is now giving away some of the most private and intimate parts of her body to the internet. Those parts of her body belong to me effectively, because she's my woman. That's the whole point of being with somebody. So to pretend she's going to do that and make a bunch of money and give me nothing I find that just.
He does not like that.
I would sooner tell her, look, you're not doing OnlyFans, and she would obviously.
So I called it then that you weren't actually joking. It was an actual true statement, right?
Yeah, if I had a serious long-term girlfriend and me and her are together and we're going to be together forever, and she says, I'm desperate to do OnlyFans, I say, you don't need to, we're rich. She goes, no, I really, really do. I say, okay, the money's mine then.
We can disintegrate. We can dismantle these statements into one at a, like small rocks. We can approach them one at a time, right? Because there's a lot that, respectfully, okay. I think there's a lot of parts of that are garbage, right? But I don't want to say something at the whole rock, and we have to do small rock pebble at a time, right? So also this motherfucker can laugh over here. You see it next to me, Los Polos. He's laughing, but he said you were trolling, so you were joking 100%. He's only a starter now because he's gonna be right. But he said you were wrong 100% about this, and so wrong that you were joking. So I don't know why he's holding a starter now.
What did I do?
I'm just saying.
It's a very particular scenario, right? You have to understand that the scenario in which I would take 100% is a very, very particular one. In general, when I had my business, and I know you're saying that they only made money for me. They made money for themselves. I turned girls. I would actually sit here and say, as the biggest misogynist on this panel, I've turned more girls into multimillionaires than any of you. I've made girls multi-millionaires. This is 10 years ago at the beginning of all this shit, before OnlyFans, when webcamming was new. I took girls from Starbucks and made them millions and millions and millions of dollars and paid them fairly, never missed a single paycheck.
Okay.
I'm as feminist as you can get. Now, yeah, I got...
Like I said, I don't, okay, no disrespect once again. Okay, I just feel like this is like the type of argument.
He's saying, I feel like, just look at certain words. Like, the words that we use is how we operate in life. So as a man, you saying I feel like a lot, we'll say that for certain scenarios, you know, but it's best to use I think that, or I think because, instead of I feel.
Oh, no, I'm not against women because I made a couple of them millionaire or whatever the fuck, right?
It's not about being against women. I'm saying that the whole was a net positive for both me and the females. So you misunderstood my point. You think I'm making a different point, and that's why you've come to that conclusion. The point I'm making is that everybody who worked for me won. The only person who lost was the guy sending his money away online. That's fine. But for everyone who was associated with me, it wasn't exploitative because you made it sound like I only did it for me. No, the women who worked for me also made millions of dollars. Everybody who was associated won. Everyone won. All of them.
Yeah, for business activities or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't talking about that at all. All I meant was, okay, fuck it. Let's just skip this tangent we're on. Let's just go back to the main argument you said. So I have more of a stake. So you think that in a relationship, you have a certain stake on your partner's income based on what that income comes from.
Well, it depends. Yeah, depending on how they make it, absolutely. I think that in a relationship with a woman, if the man is with that woman, the main reason he knows he's with her is the fact that she is sexually exclusive to him. If you're with a woman and she's fucking everyone, are you even with her? No. How do you know she's even yours? Because she only sleeps with you, right? Well, if all of her intimate parts are now for everybody and they're purchasable, then I think you have a stake in said parts because those parts belong to you. She gives them to you when she decides to be human.
So there's a price that you're taxing your loss of privacy.
That's a way you could put it. I mean, personally, if my woman were to come to me and say she wanted to do OnlyFans, I'd just say no because I'm not.
Then.
What example?
Okay, yeah. I mean, respectfully, let's have let's try to upscale that discussion and see what kind of stake would you need for your girl to suck another guy's dick.
I would never tolerate that on any level. So that's too far. But
there's a price for the pictures and the loss of intimacy.
Correct.
For me, it's a black and white thing.
Chat, for $1 million,
once you lose a certain amount, you can lose more of it.
Would you let your girl suck a dick?
I understand what you're saying.
Yes or no?
But to me, it's not black. Because pixelated pictures on the internet are very different than sucking an actual dick. So I would never let my girls be prostitutes. None of the girls who ever worked for me ever prostituted. I've never associated with a prostitute. I don't associate with porn stars, none of that kind of shit. But I had very wholesome girls with pictures of their titties on the internet 10 years ago who made themselves millionaires, yes. And now they are happily married with somebody or whatever. Or some of them are still with me. It doesn't matter. But I was never like getting girls to prostitute or hardcore pimping along that line. I used the word pimp because I had a lot of women who worked for me and they were all beautiful and it sounds cool. But truthfully, I don't even really see myself in that regard. I think I'm less of a pimp than most corporations. The girls who work for me, 50%. You don't get 50% at the cash register when you work at McDonald's.
Okay, people can be pimps and companies can be pimps to a certain level, right? Which has anything to do with you being a certain level of a pimp. I think I don't think if your girl is doing something, an activity of her own will, I feel like taxing her that's being a pimp, like quite literally. Like you are pimping at the wazoo. Yeah, you are pimping.
I understand, and maybe you've never had the kind of relationships I've had with my women, but any woman I'm with decides to, by her own free will, submit to me because she sees me as her intellectual superior. She sees me as her life superior. She looks up to me and she respects me, and she sees me as and for that reason, if she were to come along and say do OnlyFans and I said no, she wouldn't do it. But if she insisted on doing it, I would sit here and say, look, I'm unhappy with you doing this, making a bunch of money off of parts which are supposed to be intimate only for me. If this is going to happen, I need to have some kind of compensation for my unhappiness. Yes. And she would understand and she would pay me. But this is not a scenario I need to be involved in. This is just a hypothetical, right? But all the girls who worked for me, they were not romantically involved. They were girls who decided to make a bunch of money and they came to the best of the business, which was me.
So you would be okay with then paying them for their discomfort in other areas then? That'd be something that you're open to?
Sure. I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I think that all men do naturally anyway, right? I understand your point you're making, so let's extrapolate on it. You're saying that if I do something that they're unhappy with, I should give them money. Well, the point is, I think that all high value men do that naturally anyway. If you take a billionaire on a boat,
Naturally, it's kind of indirect of a term. It naturally is more indirect and more like intended, right? Since for you it's transactional and intentional, then in this example you have to use the same framework for that example. Framework has to be agreed upon. So let's say I don't want to be too gross right now. You're with a goal and you want to do something. You're okay with the thing of saying, okay, well, I kind of want to do that. I'll give you 10K.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think it works exactly that way, but I think that all men, especially high-value men, are already in a transactional relationship to some regard, and that's not a bad thing. That's natural human nature. And the point I'm trying to make is that if you're a truly high-status male, if you're a billionaire with a yacht and you have 10 girls on that boat, the woman who's in love with you is going to let you fuck 9 other women in front of her because she gets to be on a billionaire's yacht. She gets to go to private islands. She gets to not have to work. She gets to run around on jet skis and take Instagram pictures. So to some degree, are you not paying her for her compliance? To some degree, are you not rewarding her for her being in a situation that she's not completely happy with? That is natural human nature, and all high-status males do it.
Okay, as much as
true. That is fair as fuck, and like that's just true. That's all I gotta say. If you're at that level, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that having that many women is always a thing to go by, but like if that's your life and you are that rich and you're very wealthy and you know your girl, she's all right with that, then you know she definitely should get compensated in the sense of her having security and her having some type of wealth too and living a great life. This is a good debate. I'm just gonna end it right here because this is a long debate, but definitely I like what's going on so far. If you guys want a part 2, let me know. But yeah, so far Andrew Tate is definitely winning this one. I'll definitely say that. He has a lot of logical points just in all the factors and all the conversations they're talking about. In XQC, I could tell that like he just doesn't have that much experience with women in the real world. You know, it's not to say just because you've had a couple relationships or that, yeah, you have experience now, but it's like it's about truly understanding females, because there's people out here, let's keep it real, who I know guys who have sex with a lot of girls, but they're still getting their heart broken and still being in such a beta mindset and depending on happiness through a female. Some people learn through one breakup, some people it takes them 3 breakups, 5, 10 breakups, some people never learn. So yeah, this was a dope video though. It was definitely funny. Like I said, if you guys want a part 2, let me know. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Appreciate everybody that's been subscribing, engaging. We're almost at 1.5, so let's get the 2K by the end of this year. I think we can really make that happen. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this video up here and I'll catch y'all on the next one, so be easy.